Good day, class. In this video, we are going to talk about the meridian tropism. The meridian tropism refers to the site or area on which a hub acts. The hubs entering one or several meridians means that the corresponding efficacy of such hub has obvious action towards this or these organs or meridians, but with no obvious effects to the other parts of the organs or meridians. In other words, the meridian tropism, we actually talk about the tendency where the hubs want to go through or which organ the hubs are more likely to act on. How to determine the meridian tropism? Based on the theory of the 5 elements, the theory of Zangfu manifestations, the theory of meridians, Sanjiao theory, the theory of the 4 levels, and also the evidence of the meridian action towards the diseases. For example, according to the theories of 5 elements, pungents and whites, these are metal. Whites related to the metal. So pungents, the herbs with a pungent flavor, they're more likely to go to the lung and in large intestine. The lung organ or the lung meridian, the large intestine organ or the large intestine meridian. The bitter and red. Red is the fire, bitter also the fire. You're more likely to act on the heart organ and meridian, the small intestine organ and meridian, for example. And also for example, the sangye. Sangye is the leaf. The leaf is very light. Something light can go outwards. So if you move to the lung, go to the lung meridian. So that's from the different property of the herbs. This we have mentioned a little bit in the previous video when we discussed muli, the oyster shell. I said the heavy can go to the lower parts. Now the light, the property of light can go upwards. So if you go to the lung, because the lung is in the upper area of the organs. According to the theory of visceral manifestation, this actually refers to the Zangfu manifestation. For example, patients suffer from unconsciousness, insomnia, amnesia, insanity, or mental disorder. These 4 very different types of manifestations or different types of symptoms. These are all fall in the category of abnormal spirits when we talk about the pathogenesis. Abnormal spirits or abnormal mind. And then from the theory, the mind or the spirit is controlled by the heart. And we knew that Sexiang is a herb, Wusa is another herb. These 2 herbs can be used in these different kinds of situations, especially Sexiang can be used for unconsciousness. Wusa can be used for insomnia, insanity. So these herbs can be used to treat these kinds of situations, and this situation is due to the abnormal spirits, which means due to the abnormal heart function. So in other words, it says that Sexiang can enter the heart meridian, Wusa can enter the heart meridian. So that's from the function of the herb, and then we conclude to the meridian tropism. So this is from the visceral manifestations. Another example on the Zangfu manifestation, 折泻is a kind of a root, and it can induce diuresis, reduce the urination. Urination is in charge by the bladder. So 折泻 have the chain to enter the bladder meridian. That's from the manifestation, also from the function. According to the theory of meridian, 藿香 can be used to dispel wind cold. The wind cold normally is anterior and superficial, and anterior and superficial is in charge by the bladder meridian. So the bladder meridian entered. Bladder, especially when we talk about the sixth meridian at the last session of the diagnostics, we didn't go through in detail the sixth meridian. The bladder meridian in charge of the anterior superficial, the 太阳 syndrome. So 藿香 is bladder meridian entered. So in this way, we define this, the 藿香 has the meridian tropism of bladder meridian. We also can determine according to the theory of 三焦, 黄芩 upper jaw, 黄连 middle jaw, 黄柏 lower jaw. These three herbs, they're all bitter. They all share the same surname, Huang. Goes to different jaw. Because they go to different jaw, so it can be used for the lungs problem. It can be used for the stomach and large intestine problem. It can be used kidney and bladder meridian. And in this situation, we said that the Huangqing is the lung meridian entered. Huanglian, the stomach and large intestine meridian entered. Huangbai, the kidney and bladder meridian entered. When you see from this way, although these three herbs are bitter and cold, so they can be used in damp heat, but a patient suffer from coughing and a patient suffer from diarrhea with heavy sensation in anus, or a patient suffer from excess of perfumes, yellowish leukorrhea. We're going to use different herbs because they go to different meridian, they go to different jaw. A patient suffer from the coughing, that's the upper jaw. We're going to choose the herbs with the lung meridian entered. A patient suffer from diarrhea, we're going to focus on the stomach, the spleen. We can use Huanglian. A patient suffer from perfumes, yellowish leukorrhea. That's due to damp heat. In the lower jaw, we can choose Huang Bai. So these are the different meridian tropism to affect the actions. According to the theory of the four levels, Wei level, Qi level, or Wei defensive level, Qi level, Yin level, and blood level, Xue. We also can write blood level. Wei level or Qi level mostly focus on the lung. Yin and blood level focus on the kidney. For example, 薄荷 is the mint. It's very light and also leaves can go to the Wei level. 石膏 also can be used for the heat in Qi level. So these are related to the lung. So we said 薄荷 and 石膏 are the lung meridian entered. 地黄 can be used in yin level. 玄参 can be used in the blood level. So it says that these two are the kidney meridian entered. So the different theories that help to determine the meridian tropism. Until now, we have introduced the most we have introduced the natures, the flavors, the meridian tropism of the herbs. So when you combine these different tropisms, you will understand that's why we use different herbs for different conditions. When you combine these different theories together, you will see how we can choose different herbal medicine for different conditions. For example, 黄芩, we're going to use the herbs that we have mentioned in the previous slides. 黄芩 is a cold herb, and it is the lung meridian entered, so it can be used for the lung heat. And ginger is a warm herb, and it also the lung meridian entered, so it can be used for the lung coldness. 苏叶 is a warm herb. The property of 苏叶, pungent and warm, is also the lung meridian entered, so it can be used for the wind cold, especially in the lung meridian or in the lung organ. 薄荷, the mint, cool and pungent. It is the lung meridian entered, so it can be used to dispel the wind heat, especially in the lung meridian. So this is one of the example how to apply these different theories together. Another aspect you need to pay attention to is the 脏腑 organs, the visceral manifestations. Don't confuse with the organs from the anatomy. So the organs we mentioned is the 脏腑 theory in acupuncture or in Chinese medicine theory. It is not based on the anatomy. Thank you for your attention.